Do you have the sneaking suspicion that you're an introvert? Well, today we're going to learn a little more about you. First things first is defining what an introvert is, and there's actually a really easy way to tell. Spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with being shy or outgoing, because there's actually a lot of outgoing introverts, and believe it or not, a lot of shy extroverts. So the easiest way you can tell is to ask yourself how you like to recharge at the end of a long day. If you prefer to come home and recharge your emotional batteries by just being in the peace and quiet of your own space, or even blasting music by yourself, the key is recharging in the comfort of your own company. Now, if you like coming home and maybe calling up a friend to talk about your day, or making plans to go out with friends later, or even going somewhere by yourself to just treat yourself to a meal and people watch, you might be an extrovert. So this one's for the introverts. I'll make another video about extroverts if there's interest in it, but here are some more signs that you are an introvert. You hate small talk. Asking people what their favorite color is, or my personal Roman Empire, what do you do for a living? No. Introverts like to get deep beyond the surface right away because that's how they feel they can connect with others. In social situations, you prefer to be the observer. If you could just sit back and be a fly on the wall and just listen to all the different conversations going on, that is kind of your happy place. And you can very much immerse yourself in conversations. Maybe you find yourself being able to engage in conversations easily, but you just love being the observer and seeing what's going on. When it comes to work and group projects, you really prefer to work independently. I'm not saying that you're not a team player or you're not good in groups or you can't perform well in groups, but you just find things easier when they're by yourself because you have your own processes and your own way of going about things. So doing things on your own is just your personal preference. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm very curious to know. Okay, enough of that, let's move on. You need a little bit more time before you think. So some extroverted folks can get really snappy with their responses and engage in very rapid discourse. But if you're an introvert, you like to chew on what people say to you and really digest conversations so that you can come up with a thoughtful response. And maybe it's because you're thinking about just a few different angles to approach the answer, or maybe you're connecting the dots in different ways and you just need a little bit more time to process. You have a smaller than usual circle of friends. That isn't to say that you have trouble meeting new people, but maybe you just identify more with just a small amount of people because you can connect more authentically with a small group as opposed to maybe being overwhelmed with keeping up with a lot of group of friends, which is quite a bit of a responsibility. You could live in your head. Your imagination is your happy place. You come up with the craziest ideas. Maybe you have some really wild dreams. When you can just be alone with your thoughts, that's when your greatest thinking happens. It's where you find inspiration. And this is my favorite because I am so guilty of this. You are an expert exit strategist. When you're getting ready to leave a party, the idea of saying goodbye to even one person, let alone the entire group of people, and having this whole big production behind it, no. So you like to do what I like to call the French exit. You just casually slip out the door unnoticed. And then, you know, you're hoping no one texts you like, hey, where are you? I haven't seen you since you went to get a drink like an hour ago. Thank you, I had a great time, but gotta run. You might be known as the friend that doles out the best advice. Your people know that you're a deeply empathetic listener, and whenever they come to you with something, you always have really thoughtful responses and you engage really deeply in conversation. People around you feel really seen, heard, and understood, and it allows them to open up to you. And your friends and loved ones love you for that. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.